one of the most important senses for helping kids regulate is one that rarely gets talked about. Right down here, it's purposely a little kangaroo because proprioception comes from your muscles and joints. Proprioception helps you feel grounded. Proprioception is how we get our drink up to our mouth, or how we don't trip when we're walking up the stairs, because we have a sense and we start to get feedback from the muscles and joints in our bodies. It is really impacted by deep pressure and crashing and banging and jumping and all of those things that are often part of childhood. Instead of those happy little senses that are communicating well, Joe's senses looked a lot more like this. And when our senses are dysregulated, it sends us into defense mode. I'm not saying you need to be an expert in sensory processing disorder, but just get the senses involved in your teaching. As many as 85% of children in foster care would qualify for a diagnosis of sensory processing disorder. I'm not a big fan of labels or really Western medicine's way of pathologizing what seems like pretty normal adaptations to life experiences, but I do think it's important to see that we all have sensory preferences. So, the cup you like to drink from, or how cold you keep your room at night. And for my oldest, chewing gum, putting a thick band on his chair legs at school, and having like a 2-minute trampoline break in the afternoon before he started his next class made a huge difference in his elementary years. Brilliant kid, but you wouldn't know it to look at the work he was handing in, or the ways that he was shutting down. He's still forever climbing under, onto, into things to get that proprioceptive input, to feel squished and squeezed. In fact, we were visiting my little nephew, and he saw Liam get swaddled and was like, "Can I do that?" And being the neurodivergence affirming mom that I am, I said, "Sure." And so we did. Now, I'm not saying you need to swaddle your students, okay? This is not like A to B. But accepting a little weirdness, encouraging kids to figure out what their brains and bodies need to be learning ready, guys, it's life-changing.